What if I told you there's a country just a few hours from Miami where you can use US dollars, eat at Subway, speak English, and still feel like you're on an exotic vacation? Sounds like paradise, right? But here's the twist. If Panama is so Americanized, why does it still feel like a foreign adventure? And here's a better question. Could you actually live in Panama without speaking a word of Spanish? Welcome to the Panama Podcast, from dreaming to doing. I'm your host, Melissa Darnay. If you want insider tips on living, investing, and having a blast in Panama, go to choosepanama.com and snag your free copy of Panama Uncorked. Language. Let's start with language. In Panama City and most expat-heavy areas, English is surprisingly common, especially when you're meeting with doctors and attorneys or visiting nicer restaurants. But outside the Panama City bubble, it's a whole different story. So yes, you can live without Spanish, but should you? That's the real question. And trust me, learning a little Spanish can save you from a lot of embarrassment. One time when I had a group of workers at my apartment, I wanted to ask the plumber if he could come fix an issue the next day. In English, we'd say something polite like, "I'd really love for you to come tomorrow and fix my plumbing." But in Spanish, my direct translation came out more like, "I love you so much. Will you come plumb me tomorrow?" The group of workers burst out laughing. The plumber turned redder than a tomato, and I seriously considered crawling into a drain and just staying there. That's when I realized Panama may feel familiar, but it's definitely not the US. And yet, for some reason, I still felt oddly at home. So here's the surprising part. Why do so many Americans feel more comfortable navigating Panama than they do parts of the US? Money and electricity. Panama uses the US dollar, not just as a backup currency, but as its official currency. ATMs spit out US 20s, and you won't need to do any mental gymnastics when checking prices. And the voltage? 110, just like in the US. No converters, no blown hair dryers, no mystery outlets. Plug and play, baby. So yes, Panama feels Americanized, but just when you think you've figured it out, why does everything still feel a little bit off? Restaurants and brands. There's a Krispy Kreme in Panama City, an Olive Garden in the mall, a Starbucks on nearly every corner of the financial district, and yes, you can still get your pumpkin spice latte fix. But don't be fooled. Go one street over and you'll hit a Fonda, which is a local restaurant, selling a heaping plate of arroz con pollo, chicken with rice, for about $5. And no one speaks English. Panama offers American comfort with a Latin twist, and that twist is what makes it so exciting. So can you live in Panama without speaking Spanish? Technically, yes. Comfortably? That depends on how adventurous you are. But here's the big one. If Panama is so familiar, why do expats still get culture shock when they move here? Essentials and daily life. You can stream Netflix. Amazon delivers here. Uber is everywhere. You'll find American-style malls that have all the stores you're used to. You can buy all your favorite munchies at some of the grocery stores, from Breyer's ice cream to Snyder's pretzels. And when you want something new for your kitchen, you can find everything from air fryers to wine fridges to Viking ranges. But here's where it gets interesting. Panama might look Americanized, but it doesn't operate like the US. For example, a work order might take a few days longer than promised. Or you might be expected to pay before the service is rendered, even at hospitals. But on the flip side, it's not uncommon for locals to help without expecting anything in return, or for someone to walk you across the street just to show you where a place is. That's why some Americans say Panama is easier to live in, while others say it's just different. The twist. Here's what no one tells you. Panama is like the US if you were looking at it through a funhouse mirror. You recognize the brands, the systems, even the language. But just when you think you're in control, you realize you're not in Kansas anymore. So why do expats still get culture shock? Because Panama is a hybrid. It's not America light. It's America reimagined through Latin rhythms, tropical chaos, and a slower, more soulful pace of life. So how Americanized is Panama? Just enough to feel familiar, but different enough to change your life. Thinking about moving, investing, or just visiting Panama? Subscribe now for more insider tips from someone who's been there, done that, and bought the Panama t-shirt. What surprised you the most about Panama? Drop a comment below. And remember, when it comes to real estate, experience matters. Go to choosepanama.com/contact and schedule a free 30-minute consultation. We're here to help. Thanks for tuning in. See you in Panama.